Hello, good evening, and welcome to Radio Masti's Cricket Corner. We are looking at the Champions Trophy, which is being played in Pakistan and Dubai. India, of course, playing their matches in Dubai because of the political issues. So they don't want to travel to Pakistan. So we are largely looking at India's matches. So far, the two matches they won comfortably. And along with New Zealand, they are into the semi-finals of the Champions Trophy. But after New Zealand also won their two matches quite comfortably. So, but India and New Zealand have to play their league game, and that'll be played in Dubai tomorrow. So the question here is now what is at stake for them in this match, which is largely insignificant, but it'll be a question of who will top the table. And since both have had a good run so far, they would want to keep the momentum going. So, will they largely play their 11s, which have done well so far, or will there be changes in the teams? So, as far as India is concerned, there are a couple of injury doubts. Captain Sharma did not train yesterday with the squad. He appears to have a slight injury, but it's not clear what exactly it is. So there's some talk that he might not play tomorrow. Similarly, with Mohammad Shami, who was not in top form in the last match. Uh, he was a bit wayward and conceded quite a few runs. So didn't look fully fit. So there again, there's talk that he should also be rested for tomorrow's game, and then India come back strongly for the semi-final. So if Rohit were to be dropped or rested, it's likely that KL Rahul will open with Shubman Gill, and probably Pant will come in.
Yeah.
So, Jiten, do you think this is one way for India to go into tomorrow's match? Give the players who are slightly injured the opportunity to rest and recuperate.
Yep. So first of all, good evening to everybody. So basically, keeping in mind the last games which India played, in our previous show, we talked about India Pakistan, and at that time also we all agreed that it will be a convincing win for India, and that's what they showed. There was no competition or match that Pakistan gave. This is a top 8 countries knockout tournament, so I don't think so. As this is my view, it will be a very tricky one if you want to rest your match winners for this game, which is with New Zealand on Sunday. Reason being, the matchup of this tournament, the two hot favorites are India and New Zealand because of the team combination, because of the spinners, because of the batters in form, because of the fielding, everything. If you compare, these are the only two teams which are going head to head. So this is the battle of this tournament, and to rest your match winners, I don't think so that will be a right way to do it, because remember, if you win this match for both the sides, that the winner tops the group, and if you are the top.
But Jita, there's also the risk of further aggravating the injuries, you see. But is it
But
really
that's how.
necessary? Is it really a crucial match for them to play?
No, but that's why I'm saying it. I am not disagreeing with you that you risking your key players for injury and all those stuff. But at this level, ODIs, you are supposed to play just five matches and you are winning the trophy. It's a short, I would say, competition format. So my view is very simple. Continue with your winning combination. Get on to top of the table if you get to win. Then you get an easier opponent from the other group, and then you are there. You have more chances of winning the semi-final and going to the final. So that's my view. Let's hear what Neil has to
See,
say.
I think even in the other pool, it's not going to be easy, whether it's going to be Afghanistan, South Africa, or Australia that India is going to play. So, Neil, what's your view on this? Neil, can you hear us?
There's some concern, Santosh and Jitesh, in the India camp. You guys have already covered that. India and New Zealand are through. Is it going to be South Africa or Australia that we play? I think Afghanistan, whilst my best wishes are always with the underdog, Santosh, for them to be giant killers 2 matches in a row back to back is going to be a challenge.
Uh, I, I think there's some connection issues that Neil is facing. So, Jitesh, let's continue with the match, how it's going to be played. It's going to be played in Dubai, the India New Zealand game. And the focus could be on the spinners of both teams.
Yep.
So, as we have seen, the medium pacers have done well, but it's the spinners that could come into play in a big way. The Indian spinners who have played so far have done well, and similarly with the New Zealand spinners Rachin Ravindra, Mitchell Santner, and Michael Bracewell. So, is there a question of including another spinner, or resting Shami and playing another spinner, or the question of whether bring in Varun Chakravarti in the Indian camp or go with the same team?
Yeah. So in fact, this is a very interesting, matchup which we are going to see on Sunday. Reason being, if you say what you just said, both team spinners are doing well in all the games. If you see New Zealand coming on from winning the Tri Series and India winning the 3-match series against England, their spinners have been exceptional. I agree. Varun Chakravarti was there in the England series, but now he's not been part of the 11. But if you think of it, how Pakistan and Bangladesh played Indian spinners was they were not going for any risky shot against them. Spinners, they excel when you are taking chances against them. That's the whole game of spin bowling, right? So both
Yeah.
Pakistan and Bangladesh during the mid overs, they have not taken chances to our India spinners. We have been very disciplined. We have been very focused during the middle overs. And if you see the last Pakistan game, when Kuldeep Yadav was brought for his last spell, he took 3 wickets because that's when they started taking chances. So I think it
Yeah.
will, as I said, it's a very good matchup. Middle order to middle order, they are. You can't say which team is has the edge. Spinners for both the teams are again at same level and say at par. Pace bowlers with Shami and Rana. I just think that New Zealand has the edge over both the pacers compared to India, because as you know, Harshit Rana has done well, but he's not when it comes to big games at this kind of tournaments. You need experience as well. So I would suggest the one change that I see is bringing on Ashdeep in place of Harshit. But again, this depends on the overall team combination. From top order perspective, India has that edge, wherein our top three is scoring. Kohli has scored a century, Shubman Gill has scored a century, and Rohit Sharma has been giving them the good starts in both the game. So we have a solid top order, but middle order, both sides are at par.
So, like I was saying, the batting on the New Zealand side also have been doing well. Will Young, Rachin Ravindra, of course, with that century, and then also Devon Convoy has been batting well. And there's always Kane Williamson giving them a solid platform. So, Neil, do you think it will boil down to how the spinners perform on that day? Is that going to be the key factor which is going to decide this match?
I think to a large extent it will be decided on spin, as most of the matches in Dubai tend to be. Having said that, looking at the New Zealand side is very interesting, Santosh and Jitesh, because Bolt is gone, Saudi is gone, but O'Rourke has stepped up. And it would seem that the absence of these two superstars is not really being faced by New Zealand. So I have a feeling that there could be a few quick wickets lost in the power play, but by and large, it'll be spin.
Yeah. I think we have a viewer's question as well, which exactly is about what you were talking, Neil. The question is: will spin
Yeah.
play a major role, or is it a pacer's paradise? You want to take that question, Santosh?
Yeah, I think spin will play a key role here, but it's not like a totally out and out fast bowler's pitch. It's not going to be that. So the spin will have to come in, particularly the middle overs as well as towards the end when the opposing batsman will go for their strokes. That's when the spinners can take wickets, can keep things tight also. And both sides look to have quality spinners, as the New Zealand spinners showed in the Test series against India. They are quite capable of bowling well. Of course, Ajas Patel is not here, but they have quality spinners, and the batting also on both sides are solid. So I don't really see the Pacers playing that big a role. It's the spinners, I think, who are going to probably decide this game. Neil, your views?
Yeah, in fact, I'll tell you, if you see the game yesterday between Afghanistan and England, I know it happened in Lahore, but the key learning for the highlights of that game when Afghanistan was bowling compared to England, who has all the premier bowlers, experienced bowlers of the world, was the discipline and the variation that they gave. The
Yeah,
pitch was not helping pace bowling. In
yeah,
spite of that, Azmat Omarzai took that 5 wicket haul, and
yeah,
Faruqi taking those 2 wickets. So 70% of the wickets were taken by pacers, where everybody expected the spinners of Rashid Khan, Noor Ahmed will take most of the wickets. So,
Yeah,
like the
Rashid
country
looked
or
a
the
bit.
city of Dubai, which is
Yeah.
welcoming all diverse cultures and everything in their city right now, if you see from the professional world or corporate world, I think similarly the cricket is also doing the same, because it is gonna be helpful for spinners, it is gonna be helpful for pacers, it is gonna help you if you want to apply yourself as a batsman. So
yeah.
everybody will get their uh, opportunity to perform there, and it is not gonna, as the question was, it's not gonna whether will be a pacers paradise or a spinners paradise. It's an even matchup for all three departments. So I think whosoever is more disciplined and who keeps the patience while bowling will excel in this match, especially in Dubai.
Okay, we'll take a short break and then we'll come back with more analysis.
Yeah.
वो बदल गया.
सच्ची बदल गया दिखाओ दिखाओ मुझे भी चाहिए आंखों के एक्सपीरियंस से लेकर दिल की धड़कन तक सब बदल गया Your favorite Radio Masti 24/7 app just got a major makeover. Super quick interactions and easy peasy lemon squeezy user interface. Chat room to gossip and audio and video on demand. Even better sound quality. और भी बहुत कुछ पर हम क्या बताएं? खुद देख लो. ऐप का काम हो गया. अब आपकी बारी है. तो इंतजार किस बात का? Tap 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 your way to the App Store या Play Store and tune into the vibe with Radio Masti 24/7 app now. It's free, it's here, and it's yours to be.
Radio Masti 24/7, Southeast Asia's only live Bollywood radio station.
Stay tuned.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
So back to the analysis of the Champions Trophy matches. So as we have seen in the matches so far, the batsmen who have showed patience, have chosen the right ball to hit, have been the ones who have scored the centuries and have put up good scores. So you really, as Jitesh was saying, you really need a lot of patience to be batting on these pitches. And both sides, if you see New Zealand as well as India, are packed with good batsmen who can play the long innings. And Neil, do you see the Indian team again batting in a manner that they're able to gauge the opponents well and pace the innings?
I think
Can you hear us, Neil? Jitesh, will you take that? Yeah.
I think Neil is facing some technical difficulties. So let me take that question. See, as I said, right, they are evenly matched. So from middle order perspective, I think New Zealand has the edge. Top order perspective, India has the edge. And similarly for bowling matchups is spin, which is both teams have the are at par for the spin bowlers. New Zealand has the edge of their pace bowlers, so that's where it makes it a very interesting contest, because India's top order against New Zealand pace bowling attack, both are doing well. And when they in this game, it will be who takes the edge on that day, and whosoever does that will end up in a winning side.
As we see the points table, both New Zealand and India have qualified for the semi-finals. It's in the other pool, which is very interesting, with three teams now in a position to reach the semi-finals. Afghanistan, of course, put up a terrific show yesterday, and Jitesh, how do you see them progressing in the tournament, reaching the semi-finals?
I mean, before I can go to Group B, I'll tell you honestly my views. I'm really disappointed, and the way Pakistan has performed in this tournament as a host. I mean, I really was looking forward to seeing game matchups that we always get in these ICC tournaments. So it was really disappointing, and it's a very easy stage 2 that we got from Group A. Group B is interesting. It's very simple now, black and white. Whosoever wins the next league games, it's like a quarterfinal. Whoever wins against between Afghanistan and Australia, and similarly between South Africa and England, makes the cut. So that's really a clear way forward for Group B. If I talk about, I mean, to make it interesting, if I have been asked this question, what is my pick for the semi-final lineups? I would say it will be India versus Afghanistan, and then South Africa versus New Zealand in the second semi-final. Because my two hot favorites are India and New Zealand, and I want to see them in the finals. And if they are going into the finals, I think that will give us a good stage to witness the best game of the tournament, which will be a final between India and New Zealand. What's your view?
Yeah, Jitesh, you spoke about Pakistan, but the decline in Pakistan cricket was evident from quite some time back. It's not that you expected them to suddenly do wonders in this tournament. The gulf, actually, the between India and Pakistan has really widened, and Pakistan will have to really do wonders really to lift their team and get their play in some sort of shape, because at the moment they look a very beaten side, and there's not much inspiration in the team.
That's why, Santosh, I use the word disheartened, right? Reason being is, I understand there are lots of process, structure issues with their ex-players, the current diplomats which are running their selection, and the cricket board. But the reason why I'm disheartened is because the way their fans and they treat their players. See, we all know our love for the game, cricket, right? It's all about cricket. It's about that sport. Take an example of Babar Azam, right? If he's scoring every game, the entire nation is saying that he's the next Kohli, he's the king of Pakistan and all those stuff. And if I give you an example, what they are doing with him is like everybody of us are working in a corporate environment, right? We always get ups and downs in our professional work and the corporate environment that we work for. Sometimes your bosses will review you and will have a bad day with your bosses or the colleagues, and you are really you can't focus, but you can't also express in a corporate culture. When you come back home and the same treatment is given by your kids and your wife also, then you lose it, right? And then you start wondering that what is happening with me. I think this is exactly what Babar Azam is going through. He's not performing at that
No,
stage, and then he goes back and his entire nation is like clobbering him with negative comments and everything. So that is where, I mean, I understand whatever happened has happened. Pakistan are out of this tournament, and it's really sad that being the host, they are still not there. But I think we need to move on. We need to see the other teams who are there now, and if they are now passed for this Champions Trophy.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Babar Azam is getting all the bad criticism back home. But if you look, the Pakistan pace bowling attack should also be equally blamed. They're not able to make any inroads in the beginning or take wickets in the inning. The overall, it's become like a very big mismatch, India versus Pakistan. There's no more fun in saying that this is one of the biggest, fiercest rivalry in cricket, and everybody is looking forward to it. It's becoming very one-sided, and let's see if the Pakistan
But
team.
just a short one, Santosh. If it happens to some other country, right? We don't
Yeah,
deep dive into these problems. It's only because it is Pakistan, India, or Bangla, or for that matter, Bangladesh. Then only we start dissecting. I think it's their problems. It's their structure, infrastructure process that they need to sort out.
yeah.
I mean, we don't know what is exactly happening.
Okay, so let's look at a team which is punching above its weight, like Afghanistan. They've done wonderfully well in recent years, and again, we saw them yesterday. They fought till the end, and there's a lot of fight in this team, and they're not afraid of taking on the big boys. They're learning from each game, and they're going to really, really give their all in all the matches. And this match against Australia, which is coming up for them, is very crucial. And Australia, of course, don't have some of their senior players, especially their fast bowlers. So Afghanistan does have a chance of getting through. And Neil, can you hear us? How do you think the
Yes.
match is going to?
Look, I love rooting for the underdog as always. I think Afghanistan has pulled out a surprise pretty much every major ICC tournament they've participated in. My question is, do they have the steam and the stamina to deliver two back-to-back wins against more established teams? I think they'll fight. They've got nothing to lose. What I love about Afghanistan, guys, is the team spirit. They seem to be an integrated team. We were talking about Pakistan just a little while ago. You can see very clearly that their off-field divisions and discussions and diversions are coming onto the field of play. I think Afghanistan is fighting as a unified team. So I'd love for them to get to the semi-final of an ICC.
Yep.
Jitesh,
I also
yeah.
Okay, so they are. I totally agree. They are the underdogs. That's why in my top 4 I have kept Afghanistan. The reason why I like them, and the reason why I think that their process is resulting into positive outcomes, is because if you see, they always play as one team. I have never seen Afghanistan, whether they are batting or fielding, uh, thinking that they are out of the game till the time the last ball is bowled. So that's one quality. I think it is not in every team evident, but them, it's like they are one team. They play as a unit. Every time, whatever they do, the next game they will learn and they'll work on it, and they'll come back with a better team structure. And not to forget, they owe a revenge to Australia from 2023 World Cup. What Maxwell did with one leg, right? I think
Yeah.
they inside them, they have that come what may, next time we meet Australia, we have to pay back. And I think this there is no other way or the better opportunity from this game that they are going to play Australia now. I think we have one more question from the audience,
True.
and the question is, can India's top order handle New Zealand pace attack under pressure? Neil, you want to take that answer?
Neil, you want to take?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I think certainly time and time again, India's top order, the top 3 are playing extremely well. Middle order, a little bit less so, but every one of them has also gone out and batted. So I see no problem. I mean, if we could handle Bolt and Saudi in their heyday, I think this pace attack is manageable, particularly on the Dubai wicket, which possibly if you're batting second, there'll be a little bit of advantage to pace bowlers, maybe just for the power play. But beyond that, it's really going to be how do you play the middle overs and how do you keep out the spinners? And that's where the game is going to be decided.
Yeah, I do think like Matt Henry and the other New Zealand opener bowlers, Indians have played them before, and these are not conditions in which they're going to get that much swing or pace or movement. So Indian top order should be able to handle the New Zealand pace attack. For me, the question is the spinners that really looking forward to that, the battle between the New Zealand spinners and the Indian batters. So that's what we'll be looking for keenly in Dubai on Sunday. And earlier, as we saw in the Test series, the Indian batters didn't really do well against the New Zealand spinners. So the question here is how they're going to measure up this kind of bowling. Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, red ball, white ball game difference, 50 overs. And again, I just wanted to add one thing, because at the start of this show today, you were talking about key players like Rohit Sharma being rested. And I think he should play this game, because the kind of batting that he excels is what New Zealand pacers will provide to him. Because he's a bit tentative to the incoming, left armers, pace bowlers like Shaheen Afridi, the Trent bowls in the when they used to play. With these two bowlers, which is Henry and Ruke, they will not pose that threat to Rohit Sharma. And that's where I want him to play, open the innings and go berserk and score that, that confidence builder innings in this, which is the last league game, and then take it forward for the knockouts. Because if we have to win the Champions Trophy, and if India has to win the Champions Trophy, Rohit Sharma has to fire at the top order. And if he does that, like he showed in the last year's T20 World Cup, then they will come out undefeated.
So we are not yet sure about the Indian team composition for the match against New Zealand, what it's going to be. But for sure, both teams will go all out because they want to keep the winning momentum going. And I'm for sure it'll be a good match that we are all going to enjoy. So let's look forward to the match on Sunday.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Fingers crossed. We'll be hooked onto the televisions. Let's hope that India win all their games, top the league group, and then get a easier opponent in the semi-finals.
So thank you all, and then we'll catch up soon with our next broadcast.
Fabulous.
Thank you.
Go India.
Have a great day.
Go India.
Good night. Go India. Bye-bye.
वो बदल गया
सच्ची बदल गया दिखाओ दिखाओ मुझे भी चाहिए आंखों के एक्सपीरियंस से लेकर दिल की धड़कन तक सब बदल गया Your favorite Radio Masti 24/7 app just got a major makeover. Super quick interactions and easy peasy lemon squeezy user interface. Chat room to gossip and audio and video on demand. Even better sound quality.